What's up, gang? What is going on? 5-1, bottom of the ninth, down to our last out, right? At least Anthony Rizzo just paid his homage with a home run, so we'll take that. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Okay, see, we got over back here. Sean Browning's in the house. Texas Buckeye, how you doing, sir? I agree. Schmidt did deserve better. He did, and some errors did him wrong. And again, he pitched better today than he did the last couple outings, so I'll give him that. But the Yankees' offense is still incomplete, and it's gonna be really hard to compete against a team like Toronto, who has a deeper offense in terms of high-end players. So they're gonna have to figure something out, right? So 4 trains in the house. What's good, my man? Let's see. Yeah. All right. DJ's up. Let's see. So it's 5-1. Of course, my thing is not updating like I need it to. What else we have here? 4 trains in the house. My man Mazza. Timothy Fritch is in the house. What's up, Tim Fritch? Yeah, well, this is true. A lot of them guys that are up on them from AAA are the ones that are playing mostly, better than a lot of the other major league players, which is so true. Who else we have here? Yeah, man. I mean, who else? We have a lot of same. All right, Mike Sorrentino's in the house. Mike Sorrentino's in the house. Well, I mean, Cashman, can be blamed for certain things, but not everything. Dennis is in the house. What's up, Dennis Breezy Michael D'Alessio's in the house. Backstage is here. Hillel's in the house. There he is. And I'm going to send you something right now. Hillel. Hang on 1 second. Okay. And if he's in the house, what's good, my man? Yes, indeed. It's your boys here. The Angels are ready. Well, yeah, that stinks. Logan O'Hop. He separated his shoulder. He's gonna miss some time. That stinks. That really stinks, man. It's a good looking player. Angel Serrano's in the house. Yeah, we do need the bases loaded grand slam. It'd be a whole different ballgame if we got that, right? Yes, indeed. Man, it's just NFE. Congratulations on your purple belt, Jiu-Jitsu. I hope your test went well. Good job, man. Good job. You only got 2 to go, man. You got brown and then black. You're good to go. Michael D'Alessio's in the house. Yeah, 5-1. Yeah. And we do, Texas, you're right about that. We do have some deadwood. Which is taken up. I mean, we do have, this is the problem also when you have 6 guys that are on the IL that would contribute in a lot of different ways. So, and the other thing is, Esai, what's up, man? And yes, the other thing to keep in mind, not everybody wants to come here to the Yankees, so he can't just sign anybody he wants anytime. That's an unfortunate fact. So, I think a lot of folks, I think it misses a lot of folks. You can't just get anyone you want anytime you want, just because of the Yankees. But I mean, Hicks is just wasting a spot at this point, right? What's up, Clarence? Yeah, I mean, and Judge is not playing great since. Yeah, well, that's no lie there. No lie there. Sean Browning. Bader. Yeah, I mean, Bader's supposed to be back in like a week. So we'll see if that's actually true or not. Let me switch to the other side here. I think I'm getting a little sun. No, that's actually too much sun. Okay. Oh, the sun glaring. It's your boy. Not a Yankees fan, but it means to go to the Yankee Stadium. Yeah, man. Heck yeah, it's a great place to watch baseball. Great place to watch baseball. I mean, it really, really is. Bader will contribute more than Donaldson does, he say. He will contribute more. Yes, exactly, Texas. That's why you develop your players. Exactly. That's why we have Volpe up here now. And Oswald Peraza playing well, and like Oswaldo and some of these other guys. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and Rodon's projected comeback, his begin is supposed to be now mid-June, early to mid-June. So because of his test came out clean, but they're just pushing his debut back, which is unfortunately. By the way, hit that like button, gang. If you don't mind, let's get up to 50 likes as quickly as we can. We appreciate that. Sal's in the house. What's up, Sal? Brandon Moore's here. I think Beta will bring it'll help the lineup. It'll bring in a different a good energy. It would improve the defense too. So I think it'll it's not the fix of everything, the end all be all, right? But nobody is. I mean, these guys could trade for Shohei Ohtani right now. It's not going to put them in the World Series. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Well, there's still other holes. Let's man. I've said this too, Brandon. I would get Gleyber is not a cleanup guy. And I would move Aaron Judge to batting third. I put Rizzo fourth. When Stanton's back fifth, or as of right now, I'll put Gleyber Torres fifth. I think DJ should be second. I think Volpe should be leadoff. So, it's just it lengthens the lineup. It really lengthens the lineup. So, but Bader's not going to be the solve to everything. Nobody will be. And Vlad, yeah, I mean Dalton Varsho hit one off us today, but yeah, Vlad, I mean, he really plays well against the Yankees, so I'll give him that. He's an immature little diva, but he can play. So, Texas Buckeye, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. You are the man. Yes, sir. Rays, yeah. I mean, the Rays are. It's too early, Tim, to be worried about wild card and all that stuff. It's too early. We still have 5 months of the season, so we have plenty of time. But I would too. And if Gleyber fifth or sixth, when Stanton comes back, I have him fifth, and then I would have Gleyber sixth, and then you have like Oswald Peraza, Beta, like those other guys that can kind of lengthen the lineup, and then we have Jose Trevino batting ninth or something like that. Like it's a different length of this lineup. Joel, my consigliere, thank you so much too, my friend. You guys are both legend status. You really are. Thank you both. Grateful for both you guys, really. Mind you, we have almost half our. Well, exactly, Four Train. We have 40. I mean, 2 of our 5 starters on the IL, and a bunch of the guys in the lineups too, in the lineup. So it stinks. Yeah, and you're right, Timmy. It's way too many strikeouts. We have guys who could be putting them in a position to do some other things. But yeah. Well, here's the other thing, Angel. Who's he not bringing up? Who's Boone not bringing up that's would be contributing right now is the question. Now, when you say not bringing up young top guns, who are you referring to, Angel? I'm just curious. Because Dominguez is not ready, so we don't even waste our time talking about that. No. Yeah, Rizzo, you're right. And again, keep in mind, it's April, so I wouldn't worry too much about the bat. I wouldn't worry about too much about that. I've got Hillel with Backstage Baseball on with me. Well, what's your take on the series with Toronto, my man?
Hey, how you doing? It's been a while. How are you?
How are you?
Doing good, doing good. It was interesting series. Definitely not the outcome that a lot of Yankee fans were looking for. I was intrigued by a bunch of stuff. Can dive into it. What were your overall thoughts on the series so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected right now. I think it's early season, so I'm not surprised that the Blue Jays took 2 or 3. Yankees have too many guys on the IL, and the Blue Jays do not. So they're at a distinct advantage, particularly with their offense. So, and their pitching too. You face Gaussman today. Like normally, it would have been Rodon versus Gaussman instead of Clark Schmidt versus Gaussman. So like, it's a little bit of a different dynamic that we have. So I I'll be more comfortable judging it when we have a full squad. Until then,
Yeah,
it's hard to do. I think it's unfair to do too. So and like Angel Serrano's here. We're bringing up our young guns. I mean, well, it's not all Boone's call either, Angel. It's Cashman and everybody else too. They decide who gets called up, who gets traded, and everything else. Boone's got to manage the hand he's given. Like Chaparro could contribute, but he's not going to change the outcome of the whole series. Elijah Dunham, maybe, but again, just because you're hot in AAA doesn't mean you're going to be hot at the major league level, right? Would you agree with that, Hillel?
Yeah, to some extent, you have to be a little patient when it comes to these guys. Not all of them are ready. When it comes to these guys, you need to have your guys at the major league level hitting. You can't be relying on the youngsters to come up. You're not bringing them all up at once. The Yankees need a balance when they're bringing these guys up and use them logistically. So you don't have one of these guys come up and you're taking risks on all of them at once. That's why they need to keep these guys down. And when they're 100% ready, bring them up. Volpe was a unique situation because we didn't have a shortstop. This is something that the Yankees guys at the major league level need to figure out how to hit.
It's true. And you need to figure out how to hit with consistency. Like when the Yankees have been winning, they've been putting themselves on base. Like yesterday, they kept putting themselves on base, and eventually they capitalized on it with a walk-off hit. So many times the Yankees have had issues where they'd have guys on base repeatedly, and they would leave 10, 15, 20 guys on base in a game. And that's makes it really tough to win games, right? Against a team like the Blue Jays, who they put themselves on the base, and even though they leave a lot of guys on base, they score a lot of runs too. So it's really really tough. So and I don't know about you, Hillel, but like I would have with the way that the lineup is constructed, I would have Volpe leading off. I would have DJ second instead of fifth or sixth. Another contact hitter, and then put Judge in an RBI position like batting third. I don't think he's the right fit in batting second. Honestly, I think he's reeling a little bit. And you expect him to be he's not the best contact hitter on this team. DJ is.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a fact. He might be the best player, but he's not the best contact hitter. It's a different thing. So I would have him bat third, and then Rizzo fourth, who's the cleanup guy. He's the power guy right now. So, and then when Stanton comes back fifth, if not now, I would put Glaber. Glaber's not a cleanup guy either. So I think the lineup can be restructured a little bit right now, but it's unfortunate because lack of options are making it harder for them to do things right now. So
Yeah, there's not a lot of options when it comes to the Yankees roster right now. There's certain stuff, there's just ways that they can't go right now. And you're going to have this situation when it comes to every season, every team season. There's going to be these issues that come up, and there's about pushing through it. So this is time that we got lucky earlier in the season getting this issue, hopefully rather than later. But I believe that the Yankees just got to push through it now. We got the Twins coming up tomorrow, which should be an exciting series. Excited to see what they bring there. But yeah, it's definitely not intriguing with all these holes in the Yankees lineup.
It's true. It's true. We got the Twins, then we get the Texas Rangers, and then it just gets tough after that. We get the Blue Jays, then we get the Rays and stuff. But you're right. I mean, it's just we need a portrait of consistency. And I know a lot of folks are saying the team is great. We're at 13-8 right now, so I'll take that. With all these guys on the injured list, I'll take 13-8, and they can. This is the first series all year that they haven't won. So, okay, so we'll move it on to the next series. We'll focus on the Twins now, and do what we can do here. So once some of these guys are back, like Bader's scheduled to come back in about a week or so, right? And then you probably have Luis Severino coming up next after that. Rodon's not going to be until June, looks like. So we'll take what we can get little by little. And if they get a chance to call up guys, okay. I mean, I understand if fans are frustrated too, like they want them to just eat the money on Hicks. Maybe they'll do that, but it doesn't look like they're doing it now. You know what I mean? So, but Schmidt pitched better today. Okay.
Yeah.
Yankees offense.
I was not upset with Schmidt's outing today.
No. And again, look who he's Vlad Guerrero, who hits everybody on the Yankees. So it's really it's not a surprise. So and it's I wish it wouldn't happen, but it does. So we move on, right? We move on, and the next series is the next series. But I'll take 13-8. If you double that again, we're 26-16. Like you double that. I mean, you're 52-32. That's not that bad. So and if you just can't, that's a 100-win season still. So think about that. If you just extrapolate it out, I know it's not going to be that easy, but like we're in a pretty decent spot right now. Not playing the best we can be playing.
Yeah, so, definitely. With the circumstance we're in, we definitely are in a good spot.
Yeah, and that Fortran too. I mean, he makes our momentum is very streaky. You're right. It's just we need to get the lineup more complete. We need to get the rotation more complete. So you really give us a good idea of what kind of momentum this team can really, really build over the course of the season, right? And just recapping this series, like, Herman didn't pitch that bad. He pitched pretty well, actually. Okay, and with 2 mistake pitches, you have those 2 home runs, but the Yankees lost their offense, didn't do anything. Yesterday, it was a low-scoring game, but no surprise because it was just an ace matchup. And then today, their offense didn't do anything good. Schmidt pitched pretty decently, actually. So their offense is the one that really didn't show up. And again, Judge is included in this. Judge is not going to get out of jail free card just because he's Aaron Judge. He's slumping too, like Franchi and all that stuff. So I think it's important to remember that. And essentially he reminds me of DJ. When DJ's clicking, the offense is clicking. When Judge is clicking, the offense is clicking. So we need both of these guys to be consistent. So what's your take on that, Hillel?
Yeah, DJ's looked great today. 3 hits, was very, very thrilled with that. Like him in the 5 spot a lot. When it comes to just our whole offense incomplete, I'm very intrigued with IKF. He was looking phenomenal, hitting the ball hard. Enough. This hate's got to stop because he's looked really good this season. So for now, lay off him a little bit and wait till he actually does something bad. You can save the hate for Aaron Hicks. But when it comes to the rest of our lineup, it just hasn't looked good. Rizzo's looked solid. Judge hasn't looked his best overall either.
Yeah.
Our lineup needs to click. There's something that needs to happen here that needs to change because it's the inconsistency is not something that's going to roll with it. I'm going to tell you right now, you're rolling with this lineup, this team into the playoffs. You have zero shot at winning, not just because of the lineup, because the pitching's not looking great either. The rotation hasn't been up to what they're supposed to be, but their lineup as well. If you go into a postseason with this lineup, there's no way you're even making it past the first round.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. That's why we need to be clicking on all cylinders. We're gonna need as many hands on deck as possible. We need healthy guys, and like if Rodon comes back and Severino come back and they stay healthy, okay, they get an extra month or two break on their arm. So maybe it'll save their arms a little bit for the postseason, right? Maybe. So hopefully it happens with we get Bader back, brings that dynamic. He carried this offense in the postseason last year, but Harrison Bader. So got it. Hopefully we'll have him healthy too. And then we still have Tommy Canley and Lou Trevino. So we still have weapons in the bullpen that need to come back as well, so that if our starters aren't up to par, and we have more weapons in the bullpen to help offset that. So there's still a lot of things to look forward to, but I understand how very frustrating it can be right now. What's up, D-Rod, by the way? How frustrating it can be right now the Yankees are. And again, it's frustrating that the Yankees are 13-8. So, and it's really tough to compare because Tampa Bay won 13 straight. They were like 18-3. So it's really hard to compare to them. It's hard to compare anybody to them. So, but it just shows too that the AL East is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
I mean, every team, right? It's the Rays, the Orioles, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox. It's going to be a bloodbath. Wouldn't you agree, Lon?
Yeah, I think it's going to be crazy. All the teams going at each other, and it really will.
My gosh, they're going to beat each other up all season. Even though they're not playing each other 20 times, it's just going to be that much more intense when they do play each other. Like this had a playoff environment playing the Blue Jays, so it felt like playoffs. And again, that's the types of games we can probably expect over the next several years against teams like the Blue Jays, young, powerful team, right? Red Sox restocking, Orioles still a developing team. They're like a year or two behind the Rays where they were a couple years ago. So, and then you have the Rays who are going to be good every single year without any flashy names. So, and I don't even know if Juan DeFranco's back yet, but they're still playing phenomenally. Eric, thanks so much, man. Well, this is the thing. Same lineup last year, they will be no different. This is the thing. This is why, like, if you're going to keep the same lineup, and this is another reason why I wanted to get Brian Reynolds, right? A contact hitter who can kind of diversify this lineup. But people, they're entitled to their views, and who knows what's going to happen there. But, like, with this current lineup, and I don't know about you how you would do this, but I would be leading off Volpe, then DJ second, then Judge, right? Rizzo, probably Stanton when he's healthy. Right now, we'll just put in Glaber, and then I will put Bader when he comes back. As well, Peraza. Like, we basically lengthen the lineup as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, I'm personally a big fan of DJ in the 5 spot. I like that a lot. But with everyone struggling right now, there's no way you can go. It's frustrating. They're trying to maneuver with the issues. So that's something that I'm looking into, trying to figure out what you can deal with coming out and trying to figure out with all that stuff. That's why Benintendi was also Benintendi was a cheaper version of Brian Reynolds. It seemed like he didn't like it in New York for some reason, which is why I want to tie it a little back to some stuff people were saying about the Yankees physical training and health department. Maybe it didn't seem that there was any issues on the field. We didn't hear about anything. The only thing that I can think of was an issue with Andrew Benintendi, was something that went on with the health department of the Yankees or something like that, because we didn't hear about it coming up. So that's something I'm interested in. If there was potentially an issue going on with the Yankees physical training department for Andrew Benintendi, why I didn't want to come back here.
Yeah, I mean, and again, he injured his hamate bone again. It's, up here. It kind of goes around the wrist and to the side of the hand. So, like, when he's swinging the bat, that's a common injury a lot. It was the difference between him and Juan DeFranco's hamate. Juan DeFranco needed a full repair, so he needed surgery. Benintendi did not. But now we're hearing a lot of stuff where he just wasn't a fit. He wanted a smaller city. Well, Chicago's not really a small city. So
Yeah, it
who
really
knows?
isn't.
Yeah, you might be on something there, whether it be something with the training style. Like we just don't know. And will we ever find out? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it could be on something. Yeah, and yes, fortunately, Brian Reynolds is a switch hitter, so it would have given them versatility and options with lefties and righty pitchers. Another reason why I wanted the guy too. And he's on fire right now. So Benintendi would have been a nice fit, but I think you might be right, Hilal. Maybe he just didn't feel like it was a fit here, and he moved on.
Yeah,
So
100%. But when it comes to Brian Reynolds, there's a line that I'll draw when it comes to giving up prospects. And I think when it came to the package that we'd have to give for Reynolds, that's the line that I would draw. Because there's the line here of hugging prospects, then there's the line here of holding on to them too tight. Whether you want to hold on to them too tight or you want to unload them, you got to meet in the middle somehow. And when it comes to the situation you had with Brian Reynolds, you were going to have to go way over what the Yankees were willing to give. I think they were going to have to give probably Peraza and Dominguez, which is not something that I or the Yankees would be willing to give up. And from the Pirates aspect, they had the right to ask for that much.
yeah, and again, that's pretty much their franchise player. You got O'Neal Cruz, you got some of these other guys, but that's their franchise guy, right? And he's showing it every bit right now. So yeah, I mean, were they going to get that type package? I don't think so because nobody was biting on it. But you can't really fault them for asking for it. So it's just like the Yankees. If the Yankees were going to trade Gleyber Torres or something like that, just using it as an example, Cashman's going to ask for the moon. He's going to ask for the moon, and why would he not? So it's just the way that it goes, right? They ask for a lot, and at some point, the compromise point's got to be somewhere. But if you're going to get a premier player, it's going to hurt a little bit in terms of the package you're going to give up. There's no doubt about it, right? The team who's giving away the premier player is going to generally get the high end of the package here. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised at all if they wanted Peraza and Dominguez at all. I would have done Dominguez, but not Peraza. So and I hope Dominguez turns out to be what he's being hyped out to be. So I really do. And it's there's still time. It's still it still remains to be seen. It's still time here, and it's a young developing prospect. So and Metro Grams, is this right? Pitching ERA was 3. So that means, I mean, I would not be surprised. And their batting average has got to be extremely low.
Yeah.
The batting average got to be extremely low. So, but yeah, well, this is true. This is true too. Fortrain, they had the right to ask for it, but they contradicted themselves they lowballed the guy that they. Well, this is true too. Yeah, they asked for a king's ransom, and then they lowballed them in terms of value, contradicting what you want. Like I said this too. You want a Babe Ruth package, but you're treating this guy like he's Steve Balboni. You can't do that. You can't do that. So, and no wonder he was upset. Can't blame the guy. Can't blame the guy. It was just same things happened with the Yankees before. Derek Jeter, they lowballed him in his later contract negotiations. It just happens. It's an unfortunate part of the negotiating process, right?
Yeah.
So teams want to give up as little as possible. Players want to make as much as possible. At some point, they compromise and hopefully come to a peaceful resolution. So, but yeah, right here too, man. Shout out to Backstage. Great interviews. Yeah, he does a great job. And if anybody's not here that's not subscribed to Backstage Baseball, please be sure to subscribe to him. You get great interviews. You get all types of great footage. He collaborates with a lot of us, and this is like the next Ken Rosenthal we're looking at right here. So
Thank you so much.
keep
I
up the
appreciate
good work,
it.
man. Keep up the good work. And if anybody has
Absolutely.
that like button, smash that like button too. Let's get let's get over 50 likes.
Yeah, definitely hit the like button. Yeah, it's been great doing all this, getting into this industry. It's just fun interacting with everyone, talking about baseball. It's just something that I love, and kind of getting like a little job, so to speak, when I'm 13 years old, which is definitely something that is great, and like developing these
And that's the thing, man.
relationships.
You're doing it at a young age. You're developing a good reputation, a good name for yourself. And again, I wish I was doing it at 13, honestly. So keep up that good work, man. I'm very proud of you, man. Really, really
Thank you.
proud. Happy to
Yeah,
have
it was like this morning. I was like, the last time me and Jason spoke was like opening day. So I was like, I woke up this morning. I'm like, hey, haven't done something in a while. So I texted you. I'm like, we got to
you.
get something together. And we finally, we got to get the Turn 2 podcast back together. Maybe we'll talk about that after the stream. But there's a lot going on that definitely is exciting, intriguing in the baseball season. Definitely appreciate everybody, all the support, and Jason also. Channel's doing great. Everything's doing a great job.
Getting the love from Fortrain too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Turn 2 podcast right here. We're gonna get some stuff coming in. be sure to support the 4 Train Express too if you haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
We got some
definitely.
good Yankee people here. We want to continue part of this family. We want to continue growing our community. So,
Mhm.
what do we got a question here from 97? Would the Yankees be able to sign Otani in 10 years? They would be, yeah. Yeah, they would. There's no reason why they wouldn't be. Now, will they? I don't know. The Cohen tax doesn't apply to them next year. So what I mean by that, they have about $100 million coming off the books next 2 years, about 70 of which next season. So they have a boatload of money. They're going to be resetting pretty much all the parameters in terms of.
Donaldson will come off the books next year also, which is a big one,
Yep.
$25 million.
Yes, sir. That's a lot of money coming off the books. And you still have more guys. You got IKF coming off the books, 6 million. Like you keep
Yeah,
adding.
well, honestly, right now what I'm seeing from him, he might be worth picking up a contract on. As much as Yankee fans hate it, he's coming out there looking like an elite center fielder. He looks really, really strong as a player out there in center field. He hit the ball hard a bunch of times today. I'm really intrigued what I've seen from IKF this season.
Yeah, it's true. Again, without Oswaldo Cabrera, IKF is their utility guy. So,
Yeah.
DJ I love, but he can only play infield. IKF plays the infield and the outfield, just like Oswaldo Cabrera. So we're actually lucky to have both of them because if Oswaldo Cabrera somehow got hurt, we would need IKF's versatility. So, and again, there's value to that, right? And he's shown. And again, he's gonna, this is where he differs from guys like Hicks, where Hicks likes like malcontent and looks like he doesn't care sometimes. IKF holds himself accountable, just stays quiet, plays whatever he's asked to play, and he goes out there and contributes in his own way. He'll be stealing bases, whatever it is. Defense in the outfield. I never thought he would be in the outfield, but he's playing pretty credible defense out there. So I got to give it to him. It's just shout out to IKF. So I mean, it's just, yeah, and it's just true too, Tom. Yeah, the more he plays, the better he hits. This is true too. The more consistent he plays. And again, we don't need power from him. Just contact hitting. Get on base, try to steal a base, just like Volpe. He tries to steal second pretty much every time he's on first. So that's the type of aggressiveness that we want. So
You just got to get on first now.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We want 20K subs, so call your friends and ask them to sub. And if you're going to sub to the 161, please sub to Backstage Baseball too. So let's get 2 for 1 here. It's a double benefit for you if you subscribe here, which I appreciate very much. Be sure to subscribe. I want to make sure that Backstage Baseball and even 4 Train Express sub to all 3 of it. You're getting a 3-headed monster here, the 3 of us. Oh, yeah. So, and it's like the tripod. So we work to give you just honest, consistent Yankee content. So, and again, yeah, look at all the love we're getting from IKF here. Remember, everybody wanted him gone, but he's quietly just doing the dirty work, doing the little things, right? And it's, I'm happy we have him. And again, as much as folks like to say Minnesota won the trade, Minnesota doesn't have either one of those guys now. They traded away Gio. Why did they trade Gio for? Right? Sanchez, okay. He's with the Giants, I think, on a minor league deal. But, why did they trade away Gio? He's fine with the Angels, but, it confuses me. But even so, Donaldson, yeah. We'll be happier when Donaldson's contract's off the books. But I'm with you, Helen. I wouldn't be offended if they re-upped IKF at this point.
Yeah, there's still a lot of the season to go to see how it all plays out. But as it looks now, he looks really good.
Yeah. And again, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do at the end of the offseason, right? They're going to if you look at the free agent class, it's heavy on pitching. So, and the Yankees could potentially have 2 or 3 guys leaving the rotation, Severino and Montez, right? So, as a free agent, Jordan Montgomery. Maybe they'll get a shot if he makes free agency. Maybe they'll get it. Maybe they'll try to bring him back. So, I think fans would be happy there, especially if he comes back and contributes. Now, I don't know if he'll do it, but that wouldn't be right. And I would still get another starting pitcher too. So
if I'm Jordan Montgomery, I don't think I'm interested in coming back to New York. I think he was a little phased by the fact that he was traded. As unfortunate as it is, it looked like he had a great relationship with some guys in the clubhouse. It looked like he brought some chemistry. Tyone's not even here anymore, who seemed to be like his best buddy. So maybe he goes to Chicago. Maybe that's what he does.
That's a good point. Yeah, Chicago would be an interesting one. Stay in the NL Central. Let's go to a rival. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, baby. So NFP saying maybe the Yankees get. So Aaron Nola is a free agent. Maybe. Julio Urias from the Dodgers, who's their ace, is also a free agent. He's 27 from a lefty, and he's their ace pitcher. So there's a chance that he's going to cost heck of a lot of money now. Heck of a lot of money. And I see the Dodgers trying to go all in to bring him in, and they're going to try to go all in for I think Ohtani. But I think there are two or three teams that are going to give the Dodgers a run for the money for Ohtani. So I don't think I wouldn't just give them to the Dodgers just yet. So he's going to cost a heck of a lot of money. But Urias, yeah. I mean, what do you think, Hello? Like, what do you if you're GMing the Yankees right now and you're looking towards the offseason, what was your thought process? What would you want to bring in?
Well, looking at the offseason right now, starting pitching is always my number one key that I'm looking at. You can never have too much starting pitching. Going into next offseason, we have Cole, Rodon, the young guys locked up. I think that and Cortez. So there's definitely you can add one more guy. I would not be upset if they add one more guy. I don't think it's worth bringing back Severino for the injury risk as of now. I look into going out and getting a Jordan Montgomery type of guy. I'm not looking into getting Jordan Montgomery. I'm looking for a type like Jose Quintana, Kodai Senga, that type of kind of like C free agent class, like a fourth starter in the rotation. That's somebody I'm looking for that stays healthy. That's number one. Following that, I'm looking to get an Andrew Benintendi, Anthony Rizzo, DJ LeMahieu type of bat in our order. More contact is something that I'm constantly looking for every year, and that's something that I need to come this year. And whether that's going out and making a trade for somebody or whether that's via the free agent class, I don't care where it comes from. It needs to happen. That's B. And then obviously you need to get a good back end of the bullpen, which the Yankees pretty much have. So I'm not really concerned about that. I like what we have in the back end of our bullpen, but mainly I think it's working on contact bats in our lineup.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see, but I'm with you there. I think another starter and another contact hitter would be a wise idea for the Yankees to bring in. And again, keep developing their kids, keep giving them a chance, right? Whether it's Andres Trapar, whether it's Elijah Dunham, whether it's some of these other guys, Jake Bowers, like whenever you get an opportunity to give them a chance, give them a chance. So, and again, you have guys coming off the books, and I noticed this. A lot of it revolves around this, right? We have a lot of deadwood contracts off the books. Once the Yankees are free of those, then they have more maneuverability, right? And hopefully they'll give some of their young kids a chance rather than having to go to another expensive free agent. Right? But if I'm going to spend two, I'm going to spend on a pitcher and a good contact hitter this offseason.
Yeah, looking at a bunch of guys that potentially can be traded for the Yankees, I'm a big fan of Cody Bellinger. I have it as one of my videos I'm doing this week actually on Cody Bellinger because he seems like right now he's bouncing back. He would be great for the short right porch. I think Bellinger can really be a great fit for the Yankees. And if he continues to hit, the Yankees can make a solid trade with the Cubs, I feel like.
Did he give him 1 year or two? How many years did the Cubs give him, Bellinger? One or two?
Cubs gave Bellinger 1 year, I think.
Okay. So he could be trade bait or it could be a free agent this offseason.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not a bad idea. I mean, he looks like he's getting some of his mojo back a little bit. So
yeah, I'm looking into his stats right now. 300, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, 930 OPS. In his last 7 games, he's hitting 407, 500 on base percentage, 741 slugging. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah, so he's not MVP Bellinger yet, but he's getting some of that mojo back. So that's on the cheap, Cubs did pretty good.
Yeah,
Cubs did pretty good. So they got him and Dansby Swanson, a lot of other guys. So they spent. Which is why I don't see them. That's why I didn't see them trading Ian Happ. Now they've given him an extension too. So I think they're going to add to what they're already doing there. So to try to be competitive in the NL Central. So they're not far. They're really not that far from competing.
Yeah, they are not. Really not.
What else? I'm with you too. I don't think they need to really attack or spend on a bullpen. They could have weapons here already, like Jimmy Cordero is a weapon here. And unless
Ian Hamilton's looked great.
Yep, Ian Hamilton. Unless they're going to go for the gusto and try to get a Josh Hader or something like that. But I don't even know if that's going to be want to put a pressure on him to be the closer. I don't know. Honestly, I just honestly don't know. So, but I don't know what are the relievers I would spend on other than Josh Hader. I'm not exactly sure who's going to be out there. I mean, starters, I'm with you. That's where I would invest the money. Like Aaron Nola. I mean, Urias would be a big get. I just don't know if it's possible.
Urias is going to get a boatload this winter.
He's going to get probably $30 million a year. It's probably
He's earned it. He's pitched
yeah.
well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you're looking at probably 7 years, 175, 200 million, something like that for years.
Yeah.
I would think so. He's young. He's only 27. So, this is true too. Like Garrett Crochet from the White Sox, controllable. Andres Munoz, controllable. Those would have to be trades. You'd have to give up a lot, but those are probably the guys that would be the worthwhile guys to trade for. Munoz is a beast. I know he was on IL, but I think he's back. Garrett Crochet is another one. So, controllable years like that, yeah. And again, I don't know how you feel about this. Wandy needs to close. I mean, you want to give him a shot, yes, but I still think they need another lefty in the bullpen. So,
yeah, they definitely need another lefty.
I would be calling up Matt Crook right now. He's one of their own guys. One of their own guys in the farm. He's lights out. He's missing bats left and right. I got to compliment Wandy because my fear is relying on Wandy too much. All of a sudden, you get hurt, and you don't have any lefties in the bullpen. So I worry about that, which is why I think another guy like Matt Crook, who they can get just by calling him up instead of having to trade for an expensive guy, might be worth an idea.
Yeah, when it comes to Matt Crook, the way I look at it is I think it's a much more reasonable idea for the Yankees to roll with Wandy now. And then when it comes to middle of the season and Wandy's getting a little tired, or if he gets injured at some point, that's when you bring up Matt Crook. I think they're taking it a little easy with him, anticipating a situation like that. Or when a reliever goes down, I think that's what they're waiting for when it comes to Matt Crook.
No, I get you. I totally get you. Never understood the Judge hate. Just trying to be different. We don't get much Judge hate on this channel.
Yeah, what Judge hate?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people love Judge. So, I mean, calling him, holding him accountable is not Judge hate, Emmanuel. So, if that's what you mean, but we don't get that on this channel. I mean, I'm not exactly sure where you see a lot of that stuff, but
I mean, there's no Aaron Judge hate that we've brought up on this episode, except the fact that he hasn't been hitting to the caliber that he's supposed to hit, which is definitely not hate.
Yeah, and it's true. So it's unfortunate, but it's true. So, well, are we confident he'll break out of it? Yeah. When? I don't know. But it just happens. These guys are going to go through funks and slumps, and again, and he's also batting out of place in his lineup. So batting second, I think he'd be better for third. That's just my opinion. I mean, a lot of people have different opinions, but it happens. It happens. So he slumped last year too. Look, he still hit 62 home runs. So I think he'll be fine. I think Judge will be fine. Do I want to see a guy like Chaparro? Yeah, I think he can come and give us a version of Stanton power. So maybe Stanton not being out 6 weeks, maybe he'll get a shot in the next couple of weeks just to come up and give the lineup a little bit of muscle. And we'll see him maybe tear the cover off a couple of baseballs, but we'll see. I mean, would you like him up here? Hello, Andres Chaparro?
I think there's a certain point where, did I bring this up on this episode? I am so tired. I don't even know if I brought it up. Where I think I did. Yeah, I did. But it was where you got to be smart when it comes to figuring out which guys. Don't take it too fast. I think I said that on this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and again, like this is the prime time where you'll have the opportunity to do it because there's so many guys hurt. So it's not like you have to make all these roster moves to bring them up. You could do it now when guys are hurt, when you don't have to, cause chaos on the roster. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Again, it's still April.
Yeah, I think you waited out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm fine with that too. Like, exactly. Let's warm it up. Let's warm up Texas. Exactly. So, and again,
it's pretty good weather. Allergies are ripping me up, but it's pretty good weather.
Allergies dog me. They dog me. I'm like medicated up and.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't stand
it.
Yeah, but they do like let's see, what is this? Yankees looking more than like the 500 record they were at the end of the season. Yeah, I mean that whole like month and a half, they were brutal. But then they found themselves again thankfully towards the last 2 weeks of the season and kind of rewrited themselves because they fell out of the playoff race and they got back into it. So, or the division race, I should say, and got back in it and solidified the division. So. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and again, it's still April, so I'm not worrying that much. It's a disappointing to see, sure, but and again, we're Yankee fans too. We want them to be good all the time, right? So I get it. It comes to the territory, but again, I am confident that they'll get more offense when some of these guys come back.
Yeah.
I'm confident that they'll get more pitching when some of these guys come back. So it gives us something to look forward to. The question is like how well are they going to hang through it all, the adversity? Like, do they have enough depth to deal with the adversity that they're dealing with right now and still stay healthy and not get any worse, right? So far they've been okay. Bugs, gnats flying on my face, driving me nuts. And so far they've been okay. I mean, 13-8, I'll take it. I'll take it with a lot of key guys on the IL. And this would be like the Mets having Verlander and Scherzer on the IL, right? The Dodgers having Urias and Kershaw on the IL. Like, that's the impact that's having on this team too. And again, thankfully, I mean, Schmidt and Herman haven't been great, but they haven't been disasters either.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's important to realize too. And the fact that they're 13-8, the offense is picking them up, the pitching's picking them up. So, at some point it'll be more balanced attack. We're just not there yet. It's not there yet. What's your take on that, Hello?
Yeah, 100%. There's definitely still a lot of holes that this team needs to fill, and they got to figure out where they're gonna do it.
Yeah, 13-9, Joel. Okay, 13-9. Excuse me, 13, and I'll still take 13-9. So 4 games over. I think looking to win. They split the series last time with the Twins. Right now it's only 3 games they play the Twins in Minnesota. The Twins they're tougher in Minnesota, no doubt about it.
Under Italy, hopefully, I'm very excited to hear Ryan Rucco call the games in Minnesota. I assume he'll be calling them unless he's doing NBA playoffs. But he usually does the games in Minnesota now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he should have a couple of them at the very least.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's busy, right? It's busy right now. I mean, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, it's crazy. NBA, the NFL draft.
Good time for New York sports.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Knicks won today, so kudos to them too. They beat the Cavaliers, so they're 3-1 now. They just need one more to win the series. So happy about that. But we need the Yankees to be the Yankees. So, and again, and I know it's easier said than done. We got to be patient. It's easier said than done. There's no doubt about it. So, but it's our patience I think it's going to pay off. I think it's going to pay off. I'm kind of that's driving me nuts. Like this little thing, it's like flying across my face. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And I can't catch it in my hands too. I try to, I can't get it. It flies away. He's like, nah, you can't get me. It's like, dude, I want to get you. Health has always been an issue with so many injuries. Yeah, man. Well, we're getting guys in their primes too with injury things, Coconuts, right? We're getting both. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong, man. Yeah, I mean, well, you need a home run guy like Chappar, even if you mean to a degree. Like, we don't need another home run guy at the expense of contact hitting. We need both. We need both, I would say. Right? You need some power, and we need guys to get on base and give guys like Chappar a chance to drive them in with hits and home runs. So we need a combination of the two. So no, I haven't. I haven't been able to miss the Miyagi this bug. I need my chopsticks. I can't get my hand's so big too, and I can't get it. And it's this small. I can't get it. So I'm definitely failing at the Miyagi test right now, Sean. I'm flunking miserably. So, but yeah, man. Wink. Better to win. When they're down, they certainly don't play like they're down. Well, this is true too. They fight. Can't do today with a few hits. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Gausman's pretty good, and the Blue Jays have a pretty darn good rotation. So, and again, it's still early. The offense hasn't clicked yet. They've clicked maybe for a couple games, but we need to go on a rip, like a run where it's like they've clicked for 20 games straight, and they go 15-5. Then we know the offense is clicking, right? Yeah. And at some point we'll get that. It hasn't happened yet. So am I confident? Yeah, I am. But we'll see. What do you guys think about last night? Davis hit him with 2 good body shots, man. Garcia went down. Don't be sorry. We're all sports here. So that's what I saw. It was a good fight. A lot of speed, a lot of technique. But he caught Garcia twice in the body. That kidney or liver, she just went down. He couldn't get back up, man. I'm not surprised. I've been kicked there with a roundhouse kick, and I've kicked other people with a roundhouse kick there. It's painful. It's really painful. So, Trevino, Donaldson, Hicks, Higgy. Well, IKF does what he needs to do, in my opinion. Trevino, I mean, he's here for the catching, right? Not here for the offense. But The other guys, I don't disagree with you. Donaldson, Hicks, and Higgy. Higgy is a backup catcher, and he's played well as a backup catcher. You get whatever offense you get out of him, right? He goes on occasion, hits doubles and home runs and stuff. There's no real catcher in the major leagues with the exception of like Adley Rushman. That's like offensively at a whole other level. So it's like one or two catchers, and good for them. We don't have. Gary Sanchez was that way, but he just couldn't catch. So, we might have been better having him at DH, but well. So Davis, man. Davis is good, Hannafy. Davis is good. Wax on, wax off. Yeah, man. And sand the floor too. Up, down. Yeah. That's right, Buckeye. That's right, Buckeye. Yeah, and we'll wrap it up in a minute or two because I know it's Sunday. I put this out the other day. Warfed and Bader started their rehabs. Warfed has started an official rehab, so he's playing in single A right now. Single A.
I don't believe it.
It's hard to believe, right? It's hard to believe. And then the Yankees announced it. I had to do a double take and even a triple take to make sure that they weren't lying to us. But they turned out to be telling the truth. So
it might be one of the best bits in Yankees Twitter.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, so there's a chance that if we need another, and he's bats lefty, right? But he's also an expert pitch framer like Jose Trevino. And if they're gonna do something, they might move Higgy and keep Workfed if he stays healthy. But the problem is he hasn't been able to stay healthy. I don't even know what the hell he looks like. Aside from photos, I haven't seen him at any games. It's like, oh my gosh, where is this guy? Huh? We'll see at some point. But he's Hercules, but he's Hercules. He looks like Hercules, but he's built like Glass Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, so hopefully that changes. So the Yankees team batting average is 229. Yeah, so they got to get that up. They got to get that up. That's not very good. So we got another question here, Mr. Coconuts. How was that Cuban catcher Ivan Prieto Gonzalez? I heard good things about him, but I don't know much. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees draft a catcher again in the high rounds. But they have a lot of catching depth. Even though a lot of those guys are hurt right now, unfortunately. Morfett's coming back, and then you have a couple of other. What's the other ones? Who's their top? Oh my gosh, who was in Double-A? They just drafted
Wells.
The top, Wells, Austin Wells. He's in the top 10 prospects, so he's promising. But he's also projecting to be like an infielder too. So I don't know. Are they going to keep him a catcher or whatnot? He's got a big arm. He's got a good bat from the left-handed side. So we'll see. They have some other guys too. Need some decent catching depth. But maybe they'll get a guy from Cuba, a guy from the Dominican Republic, and just develop him. That's what they did with Sanchez. They got him from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
developed him. He got him when he was 16. So, and maybe they'll do the same thing. And they're probably looking for somebody, but I don't know. That's. What are your thoughts, Hillel? Do you think they need to add some catching depth?
Nah, I think we're fine as it is. I don't think it's worth working on that department.
Yeah, well, I would still bring a catcher just for depth because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Trevino's still here until 2026, so we have 3 controllable years left of Trevino. That's good. Cashman's done this. He got a lot of guys recently with a lot of controllable years. So, that shows it's going to help balance out the payroll to a degree over the next couple of years. But again, we're ranked 23rd in offense. No good, Philip. No good. So,
yeah.
They just show pics of his biceps. Yeah, exactly, Coconuts. He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a baseball uniform. He does. Work it. He's a Hulk, but he can't stay healthy, unfortunately. Hopefully that'll change. I don't know. Well, this is the thing, too. They're going to explore the Japanese market more. Yeah, I don't know if you heard this. I put on a video the other day. They added a Japanese executive who's got heavy ties to Japan. So, and with the guys, I know Otani's the big talk. And you're also talking about Roki Sasaki and who was the other guy? Munetaka Murakami. There's other guys. And you could probably get Roki and Munetaka for less than Otani by himself. Yeah. But this is the thing. None of these guys post next year. This is still a couple years. That's where the early posting fee comes into play. And if that's the case, the Yankees or any team can pay the team a fee to post their player early. So you'd have to pay the team whatever that fee is, and then the contract for the player. So it's two different contracts you're giving out. So if they want a guy like that, that's a premium you have to pay. Is it possible? Sure. The Red Sox did that with Daisei Matsuzaka. They paid like a huge $55 million just deal to them to get him to post him early. And then he gave Matsuzaka. I don't remember how much I gave him, but that's the type of thing you'd have to pay. So my guess is if he gets posted early, his team's going to make a handsome amount of money. But I wouldn't be offended if they got either one of those guys.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's still a while. I mean, Roki's like 20. I think Murakami's like 22. I mean, they're young. So, but they're obviously great players. So it's Otani's the guy. He's the guy from Japan that pretty much everybody needs. So he's going to make a lot of money. There's no doubt about it. Him and Soto are probably going to be the first $500 million players. Even though Soto's got to ramp up his play right now to get back to the level. I mean, Otani has not slowed down since he's been here. So he's been nothing short of phenomenal. So it's really hard to not give him the money. Really hard. Soto, no story. But I know the Padres are trying to extend Soto and Hader. We'll see if they do that because they gave up a lot in trades for them. So we'll see. Hader's a free agent this year. Soto's a free agent next year. Would you try to get Soto next year if he became a free agent?
Not really. I'm not trying to. I've gone through this multiple times on various different shows I've been on. I've said it that I don't think it's smart to unload all these contracts and have so much cloggage, if that's a word, or some sort of tightness in the payroll. I think giving him a big contract is not worth it.
It would be tough, and because again, this isn't like a $20 million. He's going to make like $40 million a year. He's going to make Judge money and then some, just like Otani's going to make Judge money and then some. So that's a heck of a lot of money. Yeah, he'll be 25. So you give him a 10-year deal, he'll only be 35. Okay. But like if I was going to do something like that, I'd offer an opt-out after 5 years. And if he opts out at 30, good knowing you.
Yeah.
But
he wouldn't do that.
I doubt it. He's probably going to get him. He turned down a 14-year deal from the Nationals. It's like, whoa.
Just shows how valuable winning a World Series is.
Yeah. So it's. Oh yeah, and see, Isai's asking the same question here. Yes, and NFE agrees. No one wants Soto, right? I think certain people, I think a lot of people agree with that. What is good? Soto's on baseball all the time. We can't hit him. We can't. Well, true. We can't. This is true. This is true. But again, Soto's only one player. I don't think there's one player right now will come in here and change everything for the Yankees. I just don't think. Not even Otani. So, would he make him better? Heck yes. But it doesn't solve the rest of the problems. When you have problems in 6 positions and you bring in one player who's a beast, it doesn't really solve all the other problems. So, and Alan, I'm with you here too, right? Would you agree with this, Hilo? Torres is a streaky hitter.
Yeah, he is. And that's something that the Yankees have to figure out as well.
Yes. Stanton Judge as well. Yep. Couldn't agree more. But let's let you go, gang. Okay, we're going on like 52 minutes. So I want to let Hilo get some rest too. Rest some more allergies and working all this week. But we'll put something together. Let's talk. If you want to talk tomorrow, Hilo.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll put together our next turn of 2. So, but have a great weekend, everybody. A good night. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for all your support. And be sure, if you're subscribed here, please, I'm asking you, please subscribe to Backstage Baseball too.
Thank you. Likewise, make sure you subscribe to 161 to have great content. And yeah, we'll have a meeting about once turning 2 upcoming.
Yes, indeed. And yes, these live streams are fun. We're going to keep them going, NFE. And we love having you here too. And we love having all you. So guys and gals, but peace and love to all yous. Hello, thanks so much for coming on. Your insight's always valuable here. And we love it and we appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.